day. Um, this is the first time that I'm ever making this. It's carrot cake, as you can see by all this grated carrot. This took me like 30 minutes to do all of this, but we are not completely done. I saw in a video that it is good to, I don't know how to say it, but like get all the water out of your carrots by like squeezing them, because you want your cake to be moist, but you also want it to be like dense and like movable, basically. Even though I'm just putting it in sort of loaf tin, this is honestly a trial run, because one of my brother's birthdays is coming up and he only really eats like carrot cake and coconut. And so I thought, why not start a week early in preparations of it. But again, I'm gonna squeeze out all this carrot. I don't like the feel of this, and I feel like I'm gonna lose some carrots in the process. I'm going to rinse out this and measure how much is in here. Even though I said that like the measurements are on the inside of the bowl, I can't really tell because it's under 2 cups and it doesn't show under 2 cups in this thing. But 3 cups of grated carrots. Well, I'm gonna say zested because I used my zester and not a grater, because I don't know where that is and I don't have a food processor anymore. It's about, I guess, 2/3 of a cup of this. It just smells like carrots, like raw carrots. We're gonna get that out of our faces. But on to the rest of the ingredients. I have 2 cups of flour. I think it's all-purpose flour. I don't remember it because whenever I buy flour, I put it inside of a separate container. I have a half a teaspoon of, no, that's, yeah, it's either a quarter or half. I didn't use a full thing. It's a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. Moving on to our sugars. I have 2 cups of sugar in here. This is half cup brown sugar and half cup white granulated sugar. So if you just need 2 cups of sugar. So if you only have one type of sugar, like if you only have granulated sugar, you could use 2 cups of granulated sugar, or if you only have brown sugar, prefer brown sugar, you could use the full 2 cups of brown sugar. I have a cup of oil, and I have 4 large eggs right here, and I also have a small 8-ounce can of crushed pineapples. You could replace the pineapples with and what does this one say? 3/4 cup of honey or something, or you can some of the recipes that I saw didn't call for regular vegetable oil. They call for olive oil. But I don't have olive oil, and I'm not going to the store just to buy some, because this would be the only, like literally the only recipe that I would ever use it for. And then it'll just sit in my closet and in my cabinet and just stare at me. I'm not wasting my money on that. I noticed when like researching a whole bunch of like recipes and stuff, they did not use crushed pineapples. But a lot of people on YouTube use crushed pineapples because it gives it a different flavor, different texture. They also use raisins, and I don't like raisins, even inside of like carrot cakes, because I just don't like, I like grapes, but I just don't like the texture of raisins. But I'm gonna go grab my, move this out the way, but I'm gonna grab my big clear bowl. Okay, so let me tell you about eggs. Eggs, some recipes that you may find may call for a lot of eggs. Eggs make your cake dense. So if you really want a dense cake, use the amount of eggs in a specific recipe that you are using. Some call for 5, some call for 7. I did a whole bunch of research with this, with multiple different recipes, and most of them called in between the 4 to 7 ratio, and I was like, let me narrow this down real quick, and let's see how 4 eggs does, because if not, I still have my eggs sitting out. All of these need to be room temperature so that everything works out correctly. And I forgot to get my vanilla out of the closet, but I'm whisking all of my eggs, and then what I am going to do is, in not this bowl, because that's going to be everything we combine together, but in this bowl with all of my sugars, I'm going to add half of my oil. So a half a cup goes in here, and I'm going to mix it together. And real quick, don't do that, but I'm gonna grab my vanilla real quick. I have a lot of things in front of my face right now, but I'm gonna add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla to my eggs, and then I'm gonna whisk that together. I'm going to add in half of my eggs to my sugars. I don't have another whisk or a sieve next to me, so I'm going to pour this into my big bowl, and I'm going to use my finger real quick. So I'm going to switch back to my spatula. Mix all this together so nice. And then I'm going to add in pineapple. And my carrots. This is going to stain your hands in the process of grating, so it's okay to use store-bought grated carrots. It was just like, I had an idea, didn't know it would be that long, but I had an idea. This is for cake, like round cake tins for like a stacked up cake. I don't feel like pulling those out. So what I have decided to do was pour some oil in, and then tomorrow I will go ahead and bake cupcakes. But yeah, I think I kind of make sure you get to the bottom so that you don't have any like um, any of your dry ingredients. I'm gonna add in a little bit more pineapple because I like pineapple. Just gonna add in the whole can. It's only a cup. If I didn't already say this, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't remember what that is in Celsius. That was really not. Maybe I could have downed it down on the pineapples, but I like it. But I'm gonna go ahead and bake this out. None of the thing, well, they probably did, but I didn't feel like reading it. To grease the pan, I greased it with vegetable oil, and then I did parchment paper. Some people say coconut oil, and they'll use actually coconut oil in the recipe instead of vegetable or olive oil. You can do whatever you have on hand. Because I know some people are like me and they're not gonna buy some extra oil for that if they already have like a different one on hand. But you can go ahead and tap out the air bubbles. And I don't really know how long this is gonna take, but I will be back when this is done. I'm sorry if the camera's a little crooked. I'm trying to fix it so many times that it's annoyed me at this point. And so this is our carrot cake. It's still warm, but I'm trying to go get in bed. But it smells so wonderful in here. We're gonna cut a slice. Always, when you have a loaf pan, doesn't matter if it's cake, doesn't matter if it's bread or pastry, use a serrated knife. They call them bread knives, but they're just the ones with the little wavy teeth in them. Oh no.